You want us to start with one of the other
Yeah,
ones?
start with somebody else.
I'll get mine over with. One of my great memories of Dad driving us in the car was when we were going to Uncle Tom's late at night after church, Sunday night, I think. And it was dark and it was late. And back in those days, we had a station wagon that you could put the back seat down, and we all were laying 1, 2, 3, 4 in the back of the station wagon. Well, we were on this road in the country, and we hit a cow in the middle of the road, like Stephen did on duty one night. So we hit a car, and cow, sorry, and I remember the car stopping. Dad was driving, and I was at the end, and all of us slid down the crack behind the bottom seat. I thought I was on the bottom. But I remember it went boom, 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 boom down the seat. Nobody was hurt. We just had rug burns on our cheeks from sliding across the carpet on the...
Your 8th birthday, because it was my 12th birthday.
Oh, you remember? It was our birthday.
Yes.
I remember that.
We'd been in Lindsay for something.
Then we had to call Uncle Tom to come get us, and they shot the cow. I remember hearing the gunshot.
I remember seeing the flash, and I was a lot younger, way younger than you guys, yeah.
I always remember a memory of growing up with Dad driving us.
But you had good steaks, right?
Huh?
You had good steaks, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, my turn?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, one of the memories I have, when we were in Santa Barbara, Dad had a part-time fill in the postal service, where he would go and deliver mail. And it was a rural route from Santa Barbara to Buellton, which is about 40 miles or so. And he got permission for me to be his helper. And so he would go and sort all the mail and get it ready and put it in the back of sometimes our station wagon, sometimes was it the Volkswagen?
Sometimes it was
Most of the time it was the Volkswagen because it was cheaper to run. And I would sit in the passenger seat. He'd come and pick me up, and I'd sit in the passenger seat, and he would drive, and we would get that route done so fast because he was teaching me organization. And I would get the mail ready for the next box as we would drive. And we'd drive right up to that thing, and I'd throw that mail in and close it. Except for one time, my arm was still in the mailbox, and the car went.
I remember it well.
You know what, this arm still bothers me. But that was such a special time because he would sub for several weeks at a time. It seemed like anyway.
Yeah.
And I would get to go with him every day. And we would have that 3-4 hour period where I was his right-hand girl helping him deliver the mail. And we got so close. I mean, I think that's when, sorry, I'm crying. That's when I was his little girl helping my big daddy. And then one more thing is when I was his secretary for 4 years. That was one of those special things that a daughter could ever do.
And you got your hair caught in the...
That's what I was thinking about, too.
Being his secretary, we had the old-fashioned
Mimeograph.
the folder for folding the bulletin. I was probably folding the action because it was triple, which was our weekly newsletter. And I had long hair. And I was leaning over, and all of a sudden I was up to here, inside, and the machine was still going. My daddy saved me. That's it.
Yeah, eldest.
See, I'll plan the parties, and I'll do all that stuff. I'll
you
study
plan
up
well.
on the 20s and see what kind of food they ate in the 20s, what did they drink in the 20s. We have all these questions that he just answered. They're all ready for you to go home so you
Just
can have your
traveling
own
with
copies.
him. You enjoy traveling.
Yes, we do travel. I am his walking cane or wheelchair and eyes. And watch out for potholes and watch out for curbs and stuff like that.
And we also travel.
Yes, and he's our neighbor. It gets kind of buggy sometime, but we just shut the windows and pretend we're not home.
Turn the lights off.
They check what time we go to bed.
We can see their bathroom lights from our dining room window, so I can check on them if they're in the bathroom. Or we can see through the other window, we can see if there's lights on in the family room, so we can check on them.
Could you show us how you do the walking cane with him?
Yeah. This, by
Has
the
to be
hour.
this arm,
Has to be this arm,
just like this. And he says if he starts to fall, that will stop him. I don't know how, but I might go with him.
And Jim does that for Elaine.
Yeah, and I
Jim holds Elaine like that.
Collins Streets.
And you too.
All right.
Preach it, brother.
Well, since I'm your favorite,
Well, you're the only
the
one
only
that's,
one,
you're the only boy, of
the
course.
boy and the favorite, yes, the golden child.
German coming
Huh?
out.
I thought I was a favorite.
No, you weren't the favorite. Let me tell you. I remember doing stuff. You were not a sportsman. I mean, you didn't play. We didn't play a lot of catch because I didn't learn till later that you only could see out of one eye. Trying to play catch with one eye, and we didn't do a lot of that. But I remember one of my favorite memories growing up was we would go to the Goleta Pier. Remember that? We'd go to the Goleta Pier and go fishing together because you could fish off the pier without a license. And I remember we had a fishing pole that only had enough string on it that you would have to lean over the pier and hold it to get it into the water. We don't remember us catching anything.
No, we don't either.
But we had a great time with that. And then when we would go camping was always a lot of fun. I do remember one time thinking when we were camping, this isn't really vacation for Mom because she's still cooking and cleaning. But when we would go camping, like we'd go to Huntington Lake, and I remember how freezing cold it was, and it seemed like anyway, it was always freezing cold up there at Huntington Lake. And then we actually got soda. It was like would buy things of pop. We didn't get that at home, amount to anything, and we'd have soda together up there and hang out. We went to Erickson's, and we went with all the girls' boyfriends, didn't we?
Not mine, I was gone already.
Were you gone already? Joy's was Joy's boyfriends? Yeah. And they had the certain benches where they'd make out and that kind of stuff. Yeah.
I did think of one naughty thing that Mom told me about Dad
What's that?
when we were doing these questions.
Yeah.
Asked him what's his most disappointment in life. Mom said it was when he walked in the room and found out I was a girl. Because I'm the one that takes care of him now.
So then his most exciting moment was when they walked by and said it's a boy.
When Jackie
Yeah, okay.
came
Oh,
along,
boy.
I told him that if he can't get a good look on his face, if it's another girl, don't come in until you get your face in order.
Exactly.
I knew you were
Germans had to have boys first.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
Well, after the two girls, he liked them so much he didn't care if Joy was a girl or boy, and he didn't even care if Brad was a girl or boy.
That's what he said.
Yeah, that's what he likes girls.
You good with you?
But really, he's been on his own since he was 17, or you would,
What?
you've been on your own since you were 17.
Yeah.
And you were what, 16?
16.
See?
That's a long time.
Yeah, but in your era, honestly, and you're a 16-year-old, 17-year-old is like a 25, 30-year-old today. No offense to all you that are 25, 30 years old, but there was a different maturity. You had to back then.
Very
Back then. Thank you too for putting this all